What's up everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J here with a review on the new pieces from the Marc Jacobs Coconut collection, and I'm very excited that he's brought back certain pieces as well as added on to the line. If you're not familiar with the Marc Jacobs Coconut lineup, it released last spring and they had so many cute pieces in that collection. I have a few pieces from last year, but this year they're bringing it back and they're adding on 3 new additional products. I grabbed everything from Sephora, so let's go ahead and jump in so I can give you the details on everything that I have. So I'll start with the pieces that I had from last year. The first one is the Omega bronzer, and this one is in the color Tan-Tastic. This is definitely the showstopper piece, the most hyped up piece from the collection last year. This sold out everywhere. Everybody was up in arms because they couldn't get their hands on it, so they brought it back this year, and I'm so excited because I love this bronzer. I'm a MAC NC42/NC43. I can get to be NC44, but that's with some serious sun. But right now I'm a MAC NC42. This shows up beautifully on me. I have it on now. I feel like it is the most beautiful bronzer. Initially when I bought it, I really didn't think it was going to work for me. I just wanted to try it because it smells so yummy and it just looks so nice. But I put it on and surprisingly enough, it works on me and it works very well. It's a huge bronzer. I've had this since last year. I don't use it regularly, but I've used it a lot and I've used it enough for it to not look as new as it does, but it has lasted me for so long without me even so much as making a dent in it. So I'm going to tell you without blinding you, the mirror is as big as this side of the compact. So the product is really nice. The biggest thing for me is the way it applies. It goes on so smoothly. It looks very natural. The color is very neutral, so it's not going to be very warm toned. It's not cool toned. It gives a very natural bronze look on me. It almost looks tanned, and you can see that I have on bronzer, but you can't really tell because sometimes with bronzers they lean too reddish. This one is not like that at all. It's like my skin, but an enhanced version, a better version of my skin, and I absolutely love it. And the smell is just an added bonus. I love that smell. It smells like the beach and coconuts and Jamaica, and I just love it. So this is definitely my favorite thing from the launch last year and this year. The next thing that I have from the launch last year are the Dewdrops. I use these all the time. These are very intense illuminating drops, and you just need a very small amount. And today I used it as a highlighter. You can use it by mixing it in with your foundation or moisturizers just to give your skin that really beautiful glow. This stuff is intense. I've used this so much. Again, I still have so much left in here. It's a great value. It doesn't feel very liquidy. It is like a gel consistency, and I like that about it because it's not going to be messy like a lot of illuminating drops are. So I really like this. It gives you like this very beautiful fresh look, and it almost plumps up the skin when you apply it. And again, these smell like coconut. Now delving into the new launches from this year's coconut collection, there are 3 new products. I have 2 of them. I did not pick up the new Dewdrops from this year. This year's Dewdrops were a rose gold hue, and I felt like they would be a little bit too dark for my complexion, even though I think that they look beautiful. The ones from last year work on a variety of complexions. Like I said, I'm MAC NC42/NC43, and the ones from this year look like they would be so fire on NC45 and deeper. So if you are a mid-range to deeper complexion individual, those are going to be so beautiful on you. And now you can experience what we've been loving from the Dewdrops, because these are beautiful on lighter complexions, but once you start getting into deeper complexions, they kind of look a little bit too stark. But the new ones I think will look better because they have more of a warm tone to them. I have 2 of the new products here, and they came out with an eyeshadow palette as well as a loose setting powder. So the eyeshadow palette has 7 eyeshadows in here. And this has a little bit different packaging than last year because this has the rose gold trimming. This one is in the color Fantascene 790. Unlike the other Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palettes, this one is white. The other eyeshadow palettes that he has in his line are black. So this one does have the rose gold trimming as well. And again, it does have a mirror here. So here are the eyeshadows, and I think that these eyeshadows are really pretty. They're very muted colors, so they're going to remind you of like a laid back day, just a very relaxing day, because there's not a whole lot of pops here. So what I like about this eyeshadow palette is that I was able to do an entire look from it. So I have it on my eyes now, and I do feel like the eyeshadows in this palette are very well formulated, but like I said, these are more muted tones, so it's going to come down to personal preference. Do you like a bold older eye. If so, I don't think that this will be the palette for you, just because the colors in here are lighter. There's one deeper color in this palette to give you some depth, but overall the colors are lighter, and the darker complected you are, the more I feel like these colors may not pop on your complexion. But if you're a lighter hued individual, I feel like these colors are going to give you that really nice whimsical look on the eye. But the eyeshadows formula is really nice. I did have a little bit of fallout with certain colors, and the color that I have all over my lid on the dance floor, I did have to build it up quite a bit. But I do feel like depending on the type of base you use and your application, I think that you can get a really beautiful eye look from it. But since these colors are very light, I don't think you'll be able to do a ton of different looks from this palette. So this is just gonna boil down to personal preference if you like this color scheme or not. And then we have the loose powder, which I was most excited to try because I'm a huge fan of the coconut lineup. This one is the Finish Line Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder. This one does not have rose gold packaging. This powder right now is limited edition, but they're saying that they're going to bring it back later on this year as a permanent product. And they do offer one color as of right now in the color Invisible. But on me, I don't feel like it's necessarily invisible. I do think that the powder does have a bit of a tint to it, more so of like a yellowish beige tint. On the back of the box, it does say Invisible Finish, Seamless Setting, Coconut Delight. So here's the packaging. Again, it doesn't have the rose gold. The top of the powder does have a stopper, so you're not just getting powder everywhere when you open it, and I appreciate that because I do waste a lot of my loose powder just by it going into the air when I open up the jar. It does have a mesh overlay, so it's containing the powder again, but this powder feels really nice. It's very smooth, and it does add a bit of coverage underneath my eye, and it does have a little bit of a sheen to it, which I wasn't necessarily expecting, but I'm not mad at it. My advice to you if you want to get this powder is to not use a lot. Dust it off immediately. I would not bake with it because the longer that it sets, the brighter that it's going to be, and it already has a bit of a sheen to it. For my color range, I feel like this powder will work up until about a MAC NC 47-ish. I think anybody deeper complected, about NC 50 and deeper, I don't feel like this powder is going to work for you because I do feel like it's going to leave behind a cast. But because I am middle range caramel complected, I feel like it works for me. But it did brighten my under eye up considerably. I do feel like it looks really nice. It looks very smooth, so I do like it. And plus it smells like coconut, so that's double points for me. So overall, I like everything from the collection, but if you're going to grab one thing from this entire collection, again, I would have to recommend this bronzer. I think that it's amazing. I hope that they make this bronzer into so many different colors because this bronzer is amazing. It's definitely top 5 of my favorite bronzers across any brand. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the tutorial of this look, and I have all details of products that I used off of camera down in the description box, so check there if you are curious. I want to show you step by step what I did to create this look, and you can see these products in action. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you guys very soon. I've already prepped my eyes. Now I'm going to go in with the eye palette. The first color that I'm going to take with my MAC 286 brush is the color Flesh. I'm going to take this color and dust it all across my eyelid to set my eyeshadow base. Taking the same brush, I'm going to next go into the color Fantasy. Make sure you tap off the excess on your brush, and I'm going to take this right above my crease as my transition color. So back and forth in circular motions, depositing this color. Is very pigmented, even though it's a very light color. Pretty. I'm going to take the matte chocolate eyeshadow in the color For More, and I am going to apply this color directly in the crease. So concentrate it right where that fold is and go back and forth, and then gently begin to wiggle that color upwards. But I'm not going to put this color on my lid. I want it to be pretty much concentrated here and then diffuse it upward. Take your time building this color, but it's not just super pigmented where it's going to go everywhere, but we don't want this look to be muddy. Now I'm going to take the same brush and the same color, and I'm going to apply a bit of this right on the lid, right on the outer corner, just for a bit more of added definition. So this color takes a while to build up, but I'm just going to deposit this color here and then slightly bring it upwards to the crease. Next, switching to a MAC 242 brush, I'm going to take the color Meteor. Again, make sure you tap off your brush. I'm going to apply this right on my inner tear duct and blend it over. And apply it really nicely. Now I'm just going to wipe off this brush a bit and pick up another color with it. Same brush, and I'm going to take the color On the Dance Floor, and I'm going to pack this all on the lid. So everywhere that's a blank space, I'm going to apply this color and also bring it up towards the crease. So just take your time building this color. You may have to go over it several times so it can be fully opaque. I went over that a few times to get it to the level where it is, but once you get it there, I think it's really pretty. But this is about what I want it to look like, almost like a sunset. But I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye, and then I'll be right back. So I did get a bit of fallout, so I'm just going to dust that away. For today's concealer, I'm going to try out the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer, and I am going to just apply this liberally underneath my eye area. Ooh. Now I'm going to try to blend it out using this big sponge. This is a Sonia Kashuk sponge. It's huge. But I'm just going to pounce this and blend out my makeup. Actually, before I set my concealer, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Dewdrops. These are in the color Do You. I had these from last year, so I'm just going to squirt out, ooh, that's a lot, on the back of my hand. Work that in on my face using this sponge. So just on the high planes here. I love this. I use this all the time. They came out with more, and I love these things because it's such a naturally subtle glow. Now I'm going to pick up some of the finishing powder. This is the Marc Jacobs Finish Line Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder. And with my sponge, I'm going to press that in. It smells so good. So I'm going to dust this powder off, set my face, apply a little bit of liner and lashes, and then I'll be right back and we can finish off the look together. So I've set my entire face with my powder, and what I do is I take a bit of my powder and I dust off my under eye powder. And I think that this powder, it left a bit of a sheen, and it also gave me almost like a cast. So now I'm going to bronze my face, and I'm going to take this bronzer. I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs bronzer brush and swirl in this product. Make sure you tap it off, and I'm just going to buff this on my face. I love this bronzer. It's such a really beautiful natural tan color on my complexion. It's the perfect neutral color on me. So I'm going to go back with my eyes now. I know I do makeup totally out of order. I just have to do what speaks to me at the moment. And I'm going to go back with the color Fantasy. So I'm just going to dust this color all across the lower lash line. And then on the inner corner, I'm going to go back with the color Meteor. And make sure you connect it. So that's all, folks. I think it looks really good. I feel like my under eye definitely balanced out with the rest of my makeup. Just by itself with my setting powder, I did feel like it looked stark. Now I really like how brightening it is. Especially after I sprayed my face, I feel like it took down some of the powderiness that I felt like I was seeing. So I think everything looks really good. I like the way my eyes turned out. I like the powder. Of course, I am forever and ever loving this bronzer. I feel like it gives me the most beautifully illuminated bronze look. I love the coconut line from Marc Jacobs. I would love to see him expand and create even more products. Even a coconut foundation. I would love it. This is everything. If you haven't already, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up to see more content from me, as well as subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to you guys in my very next video. Smooches. Bye.